Hi guys, Daniel here, and you join me on Sunday morning for another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator, where today we're working on this Ribson ST airline, otherwise known to us in the real world as the Nissan Skyline. And I'll just read out the blurb. Hi, it's me, Johnny Johnson. Remember, I visited you after you opened up the repair shop. I see that business is good. I hope you can take partial credit for it. It was very satisfying with how quickly you work. I thought you could use some advertising. Okay. Going back to business, I have a terrible case here for you today. 2 seconds. So basically this car is completely wrecked and we have to just rebuild it. So we'll start with giving it a wash to see how bad the damage actually is on the outside. Jesus. An inside wash. So I'll try and read the rest of the story to you guys. So where do we get to? I hope I can take partial credit with how quickly you've grown. I was very satisfied with how quickly you work. I thought you could use some advertising. Okay, going back to business. I have a terrible case here for you today. I snapped it up cheap from some kid. He wasn't really aware of what he was driving and how much it was worth, but his lack of interest in the car is pretty obvious. Please take care of the bodywork and interior. This car definitely needs it. While you're at it, check the clutch and suspension elements. I have no doubts about them. Do what you have to do, but don't go overboard. It's supposed to work and look acceptable, but I don't want to go broke. I still want to make some money from it. I hope we're clear on that. See you. Right, so that is our rundown of what we're doing today. First of all, I'm going to put it through a path test, see if it runs. So there's no oil in the engine. We'll take a start here. I will do our regular checks as well. I just want to get this done and put it through a path test to see what's wrong with the suspension as such. Engine can't be started. Shit. Right, so into the garage we go. Onto car lifter B this time. This is my own project car that I'm doing off stream. On stream I will be doing these for you guys, the story cars. Just gonna put the car down to do the inspection, makes it a wee bit easier to do. Engine inspection, this is where most of our problems will be, I imagine. Some of it may be salvageable, some of it we may have to rebuy. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But yes, this car is what we would call in the UK or the real world for that matter, a Nissan Skyline. Obviously due to copyright the game has to use its own titles, but that is what we call it in the real world. As I say, we will do our own, we'll do the checks on the car as we go round. Thankfully I already have a rough idea what it is, so it shouldn't make it too bad, but I just want to double check things and see how everything is. If we don't get this finished in the allotted time that PlayStation allows you to record, guys, I will do a part 2, but I'm hoping to get it done in one video. Right, so a lot of it is spark plugs and ignition coils. So that should narrow it down a bit. Engine can't be started, so we can't do the compression tests. Electronic test now. So far the majority of the electronics are working fine. Apart from the battery needs recharged, so we can do that now. So I'll just take the battery out and we'll run over to here. Charge the battery. So that needs fixing. Where were we? Tire tread test. Okay, so they're all fine so far. Fuel pressure test can't be started. Right, okay. So what I normally do now then is I will go into the engine bay, get my drain tool, and drain all the reservoir so we don't get billed for any spillages of fluid. When we take out the radiator or anything like that. You do have to refill them, but it's a small job to do to make sure you don't get any problems with spillages and that, so it's worth doing. Drain the oil even though we just put it in, but we'll drain it anyway. Always take off the oil pan in these jobs because a lot of the problems could be the pistons and stuff. So you never know. So I always take it off just to be sure. And I also check the fuel tank. No, that all appears to be fine. Fair enough. Right, so car can come down now. And I can start to dismantle part of the engine. Out comes the throttle. Out comes the fuel rail. Off comes the intake manifold. Out comes the oil filler, which needs to be done under the car. I'm also going to take all four wheels off, guys, just to be sure there is no real suspension issues. And also what I'm going to do is take off the drive shaft to give me access to the gearbox in case there's any issues there. Car can come down again once I take the front wheels off. I'm just going to strip the front end wheels wise and suspension wise so I know that everything is fine. So it did say there were suspension issues, so I want to know where they are. Plus it makes getting to the engine that wee bit easier when you have the front end stripped away. Makes the job that wee bit harder, but it's worth doing for the purpose of checks and stuff. Again, the rubber bushings probably don't need to come out, but I'm going to do it anyway just to be extra careful with the car and make sure we haven't missed anything later on in the job. It is worthwhile doing this on these story mode jobs just to make it easier for yourself in the longer run. So that's the entire front end strip, now the back end. Back end on these are a wee bit more complex, but shouldn't be too hard to do. And if there is nothing wrong with this, it's just a case of putting it back together, so. But we'll do that at the very end of the job. The only thing is, I don't think I'm going to get it done within an hour at this rate. But we'll have to see how it goes. At the time of recording, guys, we are on 662 subscribers. Currently aiming for 665. So if you're new here, please like, share and subscribe. Might do a category check and see if I can put any of this back together again if I find all the issues. Save me a bit of time. Yeah, we'll do a power check. Okay, so I'm going to dismantle a bit more of the engine. I think I've found all the problems at the back of the car. But I'm going to dismantle a bit more of the engine, as it's where the obvious faults are. Spark plugs we know need replaced. What I'm going to do is just replace them all, make the job slightly easier for myself, along with all the ignition coils. Slightly more expensive to do, but it'll make the job easier in the long run. Fan. A lot of the issues are going to be in this area of the car at the front. But you can see why I wanted the suspension out of the way so I could see better what we're doing. So I need to take them clips off as well. We'll do a job checklist in a wee second. I'll also do an air filter check as well. I'm going to do a job list check here. So I think I've found all the parts that need replaced. So now I can just go ahead and finish the job off. So what we'll do is we'll go plus. Anything that needs replaced will be replaced. we don't need any of those. So we can just screw them back down again. So that can be fitted. I must try and get faster screw speeds. Engine head cover goes in. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 7 spark plugs just to be sure. So we'll go electronic shop and we'll go SPARK spark 5, 6, 7. Coils, we'll get them while we're here as well. COIL. As we know, they didn't all need replaced, but it's easier just to replace them all. Boom. Boom. That gets placed down. Sorry guys, the game froze. We're back in. Happy days. That goes back on again. Yes, I've ever done there. So on goes another cam gear. And a water pump. A water pump pulley. On goes the serpentine belt. The idler roller B. Timing cover. As I say, a lot of it was the stuff in front of this that needs replaced. There is a stream tonight, guys. Details on that are on the community tab as we speak. So head over and cast your votes for tonight's stream. Power steering pump we do need. It's in the ordinary shop. On it goes. Need a new serpentine belt. On it goes. We need a new radiator fan. I could try and repair most of that, but sometimes it just seems easier just to to buy it. So that stuff all done as far as I'm aware. Now on goes the oil pan. A new oil filter, which I know we needed. Back in goes the front suspension crossbar, the rubber bushings along with it. 1, 2, steering rack, 3, and 4. In goes the lower suspension arm. On goes the front housing knuckle A, front wheel hub, brake disc, the brake pad, just because it's put us in here, the exhaust, the brake caliper, the wheel hub bearing, the wheel hub cap, the inner tie rod, the outer tie rod, and the wheel. So then we repeat the process on the other side as well. So like before, lower suspension arm in, front knuckle, front wheel hub, wheel hub bearing, which we now need to buy 2 of, brake disc ventilated, the pad, again the game's froze, fuck. It does that sometimes, guys, when you're working quickly the way I am. In goes the tie rod, inner and outer tie rods. On goes the wheel. What have I missed somewhere here? There is something missing. I can't figure out what it is, we'll do it later. In goes the engine coolant. In goes the water. In goes the power steering fluid. I can't actually see what the maximum minimum line is for that. That'll do it. What have I missed here? Nothing. I'm missing something. I can't work out what. We'll do the rest of the car and come back to it. It's got to be something simple. So now all we have to do is fill the car with brake fluid, and that is then done. Again, tonight's stream, guys, kicks off at 8:30 PM UK time. Your poll is in the community tab, coils cover. Engine head cover. Coils cover, coils cover. What have I missed? We'll get the battery off the battery charger now. So that's that done. We didn't have to buy a battery, we can just put it into place again now that it's fully charged. Am I missing something? Clearly, but what? What the fuck have I missed? I can't work it out, guys. I'll have another look very soon and see if I can work it out. Brake disc, brake pads, calipers, and the wheel. brake disc, brake pad, caliper and the wheel. And goes the drive shaft. Intake manifold. Engine cover B. Throttle B. Okay. So a few things in the engine were missing, guys, which I can sort easy enough if I can work out what is wrong. I really don't want to have to take the whole engine apart again. I'm gonna look down the front and make sure I haven't missed anything either. I don't understand what I've missed. Oh, it was one camshaft I missed. There we go. So now we can buy a new engine head cover. That makes sense, guys. And then a new coils cover as well. Intake manifold back on. And the throttle is replaced. So as far as I know, guys, that is us with this job. I'm just going to check the list here now. All we have to do is replace the bodywork and stuff. So that's that done. So all we have to do now is replace bodywork. Right, so what are we needing here, bodywork wise? Front bumper, front left door window, front left fender, front license plate, front right door window, front right fender, hood, body window A, left headlight, left mirror. Right. So if we go body shop, front bumper, open our wheel, go to the add so we're gonna add all these to our shopping list, make it easier for ourselves of all the things we need. That way then I'm not having to try and remember it. Some of it I do have to take away though, to be able to add new parts to it. So where were we? So again, if we go plus parts, add in the headlight, Add in the windshield, fender, the door, mirror, the rear window. Again, this isn't something you have to do, but I always find it easier just to go around the whole car and do it. Makes it simpler for yourself to try and remember. Any number plate will do. You can do custom plates if you really want to. Would help if I went into the right shop. And the license plate. So that means we missed something, but what? Front right fender is all we've missed. Same with missed something else as well. Rear bumper and right tail light. Right, okay, so we can do that. Right tail light and a rear bumper. No! There's a rubber bushing missing from the car. Fuck. Where? Found you. I believe. I'm just gonna check the other side as well. Okay, so I think I found it. Oh, fuel rail. Fuel rail goes in last, guys. And that is that job complete, guys. Putting us to level 18 with 36,543 credits. And it took us 45 minutes to do. On that note, guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Daniel. I'll see you all again very soon. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Leave feedback in the comments. If you're liking this game, tell me in the comments, please. If not, I review what I do. But leave feedback in the comments is the most vital thing for the channel at the minute. YouTube Studio is telling me I need more comments to be able to boost my videos. So please leave comments, guys. Again, thank you very much for watching. I've been Daniel, and I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you, and goodbye.